We're just about ready to jump into the action here as we kick things off on map number 2. It is Split that gets us going into map number 2 with 100 Thieves coming in surprisingly up 1-0. Doug, Simo, it's all yours.
Thank you, Bach. It is finally time to get into Split. Simo, one of the things that we were discussing in the pregame was the Jett on Sinatraa and kind of what that means and why are they showing different looks. I think one of the important things to keep in mind too is that these are not just scrim reps, right? Like these are good reps, high stakes reps against a very good team. So a good a time as any to whip some of that out. Sinatraa not on the Jett this time, is going to go back to the trusty Raze, and it looks like Sentinels on the attacking side have already taken a bit of damage and are getting pushed away from B.
Yeah, 100 Thieves had an aggressive look towards the garage, and guess who was there with that aggressive look? Yeah, you guessed it. It's Asuna and Dicey that were trying to force the issue. Unfortunately, they don't force it well enough, and I wonder if Sentinels have forgotten who pairs up with Asuna and why he was he had nobody there to help him. Well, yeah, that's right. Because it's Dicey coming in from behind, finds the frag there onto zombs, and now it's Sentinels in a really weird position. Where do we go? We have the wall that's walled off, at least for the side, but they can't come in from the stair side, but Dicey's coming in from the garage. Sentinels need some form of control to regain the site.
Yeah, they've really pinched themselves in and haven't left themselves very many options on different ways to go. They got the spike down, and they're going to assume some of their post-plant positions, but they are outnumbered here. Oh, ShahZam's going to get a chance at Nitro. That's such a big kill. Nitro getting that is huge for 100 Thieves.
Yep. dapr as well, also falling sick. The Battle Sage will feel some of that pain. Takes out Dicey, but 3 members remain here for the 100 Thieves. So I saw a discussion on Twitter. Is it 100 Thieves? Is it 100 Thieves? 100 Thieves is the org. 100 Thieves is a bunch of thieves looking for your lunch money. Shout out to Riv for that funny little I don't even know what to call that, but it's hilarious. 100 Thieves though win the first round. Now, to be fair, we don't have a lot of reps from 100 Thieves on Split. Didn't get a chance to play it in the open qualifier, and the only time they played it in the closed qualifier was against C9, and well, you know how that went. 13-8 the finish. And really, it was just the defensive side for 100 Thieves to keep them alive. This time, we're going to get a little bit of a different look, but because we don't have a big sample size, there's a lot we don't know about how 100 Thieves play this map.
Oh, geez. Look at how they're doing it again. A very aggressive push all the way through, up to B. Just on the other side of the spike, Nitro has been taken out, and the spike is having to jet away. They're going to have to run back towards mid, and this is exactly what we saw in the last round. The pursuit of Dicey and Asuna forces Sentinels away.
Yeah, but look at that. Steel's on the site. He's going to be playing a very interesting angle as well, while the rest of the team's starting to funnel through. Asuna and Dicey hard chasing their opposition, but Steel just trying to survive. Oh my goodness! The entire team takes apart the Sentinels. They had momentary control of the A site, but sick. Now the last player standing, his heal is not going to, of course, heal him back up to full, but he may be just trying to stay alive. Just trying to maybe find a pick on the way out. It's Steel that'll take him down. A solid round from 100 Thieves. They find themselves the second round conversion. Don't lose too many members in the process. But as you know, this is the opportunity for the Sentinels to come back here and now.
We've seen that aggressive push through B twice now from the boys over in blue. Sentinels have not been able to respond. They've been pushed away every single time. They have not responded to the aggression with force of their own. They're poised that way again, but it looks like 100 Thieves are actually going to be giving a bit of the same medicine, but from a different location here. Look at how aggressively they're working the way at mid. Asuna is going to spot Dicey, and Dicey's actually going to get the first kill. Or excuse me, yes, Dicey's going to get the first kill on a ShahZam.
Man, there were a lot of question marks around the Sentinels' performance in the open qualifier. You know, did they give it their best against Gen G? Gen G, a very convincing win, 2-0. But since Sentinels have had to qualify, they've been dominating their opposition. And now that they've qualified, is there a possibility that they're letting up some of that steam? Or 100 Thieves, are they really that good? I think it's a little bit of both, if I'm going to be honest, because this Thieves roster has really impressed us throughout the entirety of today. Sick, unfortunately, getting that spike down. The aftershock is going to injure him temporarily. But now it's just going to be pandemonium on the site. Sentinels are going to be able to hold off this defensive retake. And it's all down to Hiko and company to see if they want to go for exits or if they want to fight the battle.
Oh, Zom's getting flashed up in heaven. Nitro, meanwhile, down low is able to deal plenty of damage, as is Nitro and Hiko. They all get in on the action. Sick, watching the spike. See it get tapped by Hiko. He's going to be forced to back up. That's a brutal situation to be in if you're Sick. Nitro with a 3K on the round. 100 Thieves are going to be up by 3.
I just want to say one thing. That we saw that play earlier today. When did we see that play? It was Sabrosa. Teleported in, he set down a smoke, he teleported in, found a frag, teleported out, and boom, he was safe, right? We just saw that same play from Nitro. He sets down a smoke, teleports in, and you don't know how he's going to play that. Is he going to pull back? Is he going to pull forward? Is he going to go left? It's such a confusing play, but it works so much. I'm imagining Sean Garris watching this right now and just saying the Broman is popping off. Sean Garris is the president of the Broman Club. But that's the type of play that you want to see out of an Omen, right?
Oh, no. Oh, ShahZam goes in aggressive, and he's met by Dicey. And his bullets is taken out. Nitro gets in on the action as well. Dicey still, from back of the site, continuing to pile it on. Sentinels just down to 2 members left. The Psych has not made it on his site. And quite frankly, not anywhere close. As Sick is able to take care of Asuna. Looking for another one. Gets it, but is not around for long. Nitro gets the best of him. 100 Thieves up yet again by 4.
Eventually, the train needs to park in the station and refuel some of that coal firing the engine, and that is this round right here. Sentinels, a second gun round is upon us. This is their opportunity to bring the issue to 100 Thieves, who have been sitting pretty, but eventually, as I said, the train needs to recharge. And for 100 Thieves, this could be the round where the Sentinels finally take things back. And while we've seen the 100 Thieves really deal, 100 Thieves really deal with Sentinels with aggressive peaks like this, you know, but unfortunately sometimes it's gotta give, and Asuna is not also gonna be able to help out and avenge the death of his fallen comrade. Hiko will also step out one at a time. They will funnel out towards the middle, and it's all down to one final player. And just like that, the train has to refuel at the station.
Man, you called it at the beginning of the round, and it's exactly what happened. Sentinels still have all 5 of their players steal. The last one alive was able to take care of one, but Sick ultimately brings him his demise. Sentinels are on the board. That was a round that they needed to win, given the positioning of what they had and how that was an opportunity that they had to capitalize on, and that's exactly what they do. 100 Thieves here are going to be able to respond with some weapons, but certainly not what's ideal. We've seen a couple of early aggressive looks out of 100 Thieves, as you mentioned. But I wonder if, given that outcome, how that was another aggressive look that they got punished on, if it's time to kind of switch things up a little bit here.
I still think it can work. It just really depends on how it's executed. Dicey wasn't able to get that pick, as the blast pack was definitely a little bit more painful. And once again, we're looking at that exact thing right here. Dicey, unfortunately, in trouble. What a flash there. I don't even know where that came from. That might have actually been Hiko, unfortunately, flashing Dicey in the process. And that is really going to hurt in the long run. That's the Blade Storm gone. Another member will fall in the middle, right up the split. Now it's just down to 3 final players for 100 Thieves.
Yeah, they work their way at middle, cause a little bit of ruckus over on B, but dapr has been over by A the entire time. So they're going to get plenty of information. You see the wall that's going to be going up as well to block off anyone rotating from the back side. As Sinatraa is able to take care of 2 on the side of 100 Thieves. They're going to have access to the site. They're going to have full control. Just steal yet again on the outside looking in. A 1v4 has the lockdown, but you can't imagine he's going to be trying to use that here with a Spectre. No less, this round is, for all intents and purposes, in the pockets of Sentinels.
Yeah, I think Dicey, if he finds a pick there onto dapr, at least in the opening moments, you know, they upgrade a weapon, they find something they can use, and maybe a couple more members of Sentinels fall, but the fact that that kind of goes sour, and Hiko did flash Dicey in the process during that,
well,
and it's always up to Steel as he finds himself in these scenarios. They're just trying to drop down. They think he's playing towards the sewer side, but the fact that he takes 2 with him is exactly what the doctor ordered here for 100 Thieves. Sentinels bring that within 2. Still have several rounds left to go. 6 remaining. We've got a gun round potentially here for 100 Thieves. Well, it's not looking so great. They keep forcing up. The economy's got to bounce back eventually, and it might be the following round.
Yeah, Asuna with the Spectre buying all the way down to 0. Nitro's going to have the Sheriff. Dicey's not going to have a rifle either. So it's a bit of a mixed bag for 100 Thieves. Sentinels is going to have full rifles across the board. We've talked about 100 Thieves and their aggression this time. Seemingly more tempered. No aggressive push B, nothing mid, no Blade Storm to put terror into the members of Sentinels. Just a far more passive look, and Steel not going to be in a 1vx at the end of the round because he's the first one to go down. Oh, Dicey. Oh, Dicey. Oh, Dicey, baby. He's able to get 2. He goes in. He gets what he was looking for, deals the damage, and gets out.
Oh, what do you mean get out? What do you mean? I don't think 100 Thieves know the definition of that. I feel like I'm watching Complexity play. Never mind. Still a 3v3. Dicey's playing close. Nitro is just trying to provide a distraction. Say, okay, I'm the only one here. I'm the only one. Trust me. It's just me. I wanted to look inside. I pay the price. It's okay. It's just me. Dicey on the opposite side, though, has to play the patient game. The spike is right where he's located, so Sentinels have to play exactly correctly. dapr is going to rotate around. Hiko is coming to provide some additional fire support, but he's smoked off. With Dicey in an important position. He gets paranoid. Just waiting for his opportunity. The camera. Here he comes. He's got to get out of here. That's the updraft over. He still has time. He gets another one, but eventually it gets taken down. Hiko, the last player standing. Now it's ShahZam chasing him down. The aerial classic with the headshot to the dome is going to send him down. I like the attempt from Dicey. Not going to lie. I like the attempt. But there's too many members from Sentinels, and even if he finds one there, they just trade. And they trade and trade and trade, and they win that round.
Right, it was a cheeky one. Unfortunately for him, best case scenario, the spike is sitting right at his feet, and all he has to do is hold that angle, but he was just outnumbered. He was overwhelmed, and he got taken out. Sentinels, things didn't look great for 100 Thieves early, or excuse me, for Sentinels early on. 100 Thieves came out of the gate swinging, but as you mentioned, the train had to stop. It had to reload or refuel or whatever it was that you said had to happen, but it has. It has happened. Sentinels are able to pull off 3 rounds in a row and get back into this thing. Certainly not out of the woodworks yet, and as we were mentioning, oh my gosh, Dicey gets popped right in the smoke.
Yeah, they're fighting for mid control, but they just can't seem to hold on to it. Yeah, the first couple of rounds probably shocked, you know, Sentinels and how the 100 Thieves were playing those angles, but now they've got a little bit more control. They're just letting sinatraa and ShahZam kind of do their job and find those opening frags, which is ultimately a problem for 100 Thieves, because once we move on to that second half, that's probably where Asuna and Dicey are going to be a little bit more comfortable. You know, on the attack, they can play as aggressive as they want because that's your job. You're just trying to attack. But for this time around, it's not really working out as intended. Sinatraa with the showstopper won't get to use it this round.
It's bait. It was just to draw attention over, and Sinatra's able to get the kill anyway. Yeah, it got traded out, but the spike's on the opposite side of the map. Furthermore, nobody from 100 Thieves is home. Sentinels are going to have full access to the site. There's that set wall that we've seen time and time again out of Sick. They have everything they want. The Rolling Thunder is going to be used to try to knock things up, and the spike did not go down. Furthermore, the lockdown was used. Now they have a decision. Do we sit in this? Do we get the spike down, or do we get out and back up? There's not a lot of room to work with here, Simo.
How many players will get to paint 2 of them? That's actually a great opening here for 100 Thieves, but they need to push in. There's not a lot of time. They need to get active, and the spike needs to go down, but they haven't started to plant it. Now it's starting to go down. It's all down to Hiko. Just within the nick of time, Sentinels get the spike down. 2 members were locked down during that Killjoy ultimate. You don't get to see that because people usually respect it. But Sentinels, they hold fast, they stay in the back of sight, they close up that round, and now it's the gun round here for 100 Thieves.
That was so well played, and that's where we see some of the mind games, right, coming up from some of these squads. You make a lot of noise over on one side, you use an ultimate or a heavy investment, right, that would lead the defending team to think, okay, they're putting a lot of their eggs in this basket. That's where the site's gonna, or that's where the hit is going to be, excuse me, and sure enough, it's on the opposite side. That was a really pretty look from Sentinels there, and ultimately, that swing from Sinatraa as well over on B was a huge contributing factor to them pocketing that round.
An important battle is happening in the middle once again. Dicey looking for somebody. Has the tailwind out to safety. Steel actually finds himself in an engagement. Now he's just going to try to stay underneath. Guess who's dropping down? Oh, goodness gracious. ShahZam will be taken down. But the resurrection puts Sinatraa back into the mix. We don't get to see that too often because nobody plays Sage anymore. So now we have a 4v4 with Sinatraa back into the fray.
The spike looks like it's going to be creeping its way around to B. The wall has gone up. The paint cans are there to deal severe damage onto Sick and take him out from the round. Take him out of the fray. The spike is harmlessly sitting on the entrance of the site as Sinatraa's taken out as well. Nitro getting the best of him. Zombs up in heaven, however, looked like he had an opportunity to get something spicy down, but no. 100 Thieves stop the bleeding, and they take a one-round lead.
Yeah, resources committed as well from the Sentinels front. They had that resurrection to try to bring Sinatraa back into the fold and try to, close up a round and find themselves in a lead position. But 100 Thieves finally answer back for that 4-round in a row troubling time. And of course, Dicey's still back on the operator, still looking for aggressive looks. But this time, I think a little bit more respectable, where you'd normally find a Jett position. Back of A site, holding down the angle in B heaven, wherever it is. And this time, it's going to be that A site. So if they decide to push in, guess who's there? Boom! It's shot. Dicey. Sinatra's gone. And now they have a little bit more control to work with on this A site.
What a shot in the cage now is there to provide a little bit of cover. It just went a bit too early. ShahZam is able to win that operator battle as he takes care of Dicey. The spike not on the site quite yet. Nitro just on the other side of the smoke. He saw the smoke come out from ShahZam to get a little bit of info. dapr goes in aggressive. He's able to take care of Asuna. That's such a pivotal choke point that he's worked his way up. There's no way at this point that somebody rotates in from B without him knowing. Hiko managed to get past it. He's on this side of things, on the A side of things, but there's still plenty of utility there to keep him at bay.
I think one of the most important things to know about Split is if you have heaven control, you don't actually have control of the site at all. You're in heaven, and that's far from where this spike actually deserves to be going. Wow. So now they're going to start to rotate through because they never got control of the A site. They don't know where Hiko and Nitro are playing. They might know, they might have an idea, but now it's all up to Steel. He hears a lot of that commotion start to come through. How many players is he going to find?
Well, look, ShahZam was still holding that choke point that we were talking about until just now. Now members of 100 Thieves are starting to rotate over that way. Hiko has made it through, but the spike is down on the B site. Sentinels have full control. 100 Thieves running out of options.
2v4, a difficult task ahead for 100 Thieves. Not many rounds left. Would love to secure this one, put themselves up at 6-4, but understandably, in a difficult position. Sentinels have done incredibly well with the macro game this round, finding a couple of early picks as well, lurking up through A heaven. But now we're going to be looking at the destruction of the Thieves. Hiko, the last player standing, finds a pick at least onto Sick, will nullify some of that damage in the round. Now going to use that flashpoint to escape, but there's still going to be a player that's going to try to lurk him out. It's dapr, who's going back down towards this area, towards that A heaven side. Hiko is just going to survive and carry that weapon into the next round. 2 rounds remain, Doug, and we could see a 6-6, could see a 7-5. This half is close.
Certainly close indeed. ShahZam once again is going to have the operator on the Jett. On the opposite side, not nearly the same firepower. Not really, and not even just guns. You look at armor, and there's a bit of a disparity there as well as we inch closer and closer to that halftime. Simo, I think the interesting thing about this map is, as we mentioned earlier on, there haven't been a ton of reps, so it's difficult really to predict how things could possibly go. 100 Thieves have been able to stand strong. However, out of some of these early aggressive looks, and here they're going to do it again. It actually wasn't Dicey with the blades who was able to get a kill. It was Asuna with the rifle. Nonetheless, the outcome was the same. Wow. Dicey is able to light up the kill feed with 2 kills, but Sick responds with 3 of his own. 100 Thieves just down to Hiko.
Yeah, what an important frag as well to find. Neural Tap's going to make things very difficult here for Hiko. He's going to try to use the fault line to buy himself some time. They know exactly where he's located, that this A site should be relatively clear to get that spike planted. But for some reason, they're going to trail over towards the B site. Hiko's going to be in the exact perfect spot to be a contact point here. If they're going to get the resurrection to really confirm this round, maybe pull back towards the A site. They know that Hiko's not there, at least for the time being. Hiko now going to be able to start to chase after them. Unfortunately for them, Sinatraa buys beyond his years. Well, as I say
Last
that,
round.
okay, never mind. Cancel that. Sinatraa not wise beyond his years at all. I was gonna say, yeah, cool. You look behind, great. No, no, no.
Perfect timing.
Yes.
Once again, as Sentinels take the 1-round lead, as once again we inch closer and closer to halftime. Once again, 100 Thieves not going to have ideal weaponry, while Sentinels will. They'll have plenty to respond with. They'll have plenty of money in the bank as well. 100 Thieves looking for something here across the middle of the map, but the spike is not fully committed from Sentinels on either site. Leading towards A, but certainly not in tow right now.
Showstopper is going to allow Sinatraa to clear out the site, and we'll usually see him do this with Phoenix as well. He just clears up so much space. Yeah, if the Showstopper's not used, that's fine, but a lot of players seem to respect it. We also have to understand that Asuna's got one of his own, and now he's going to try to clear back that ground that was covered. Showstopper won't find its mark, and not a lot of ground was covered as well in the process. He will, however, find a pick onto dapr. We have to pay attention to the lurk zombs as he starts to come in towards that heaven side. Nitro and ShahZam, they'll find a couple of picks, and now ShahZam goes vertical, but he's going to be dropped down by Nitro. This thrifty round is really running away for 100 Thieves. It's down to the 3v2.
And the spike is still not on the site. It hasn't made it anywhere. Really down to the 2v2. Sinatraa is able to win that swing as Asuna is taking out Nitro, the last one alive. 400 Thieves as they begin to blindly fire
30 seconds left.
through the smoke. Nitro knows where the spike is. Sentinels with 30 seconds left are going to have to bust the move, Simo. They're going to have to get onto that spike. They're going to creep over, and if things remain, it's going to happen right behind Nitro. Oh, they know where he is. Zombs gets the best of them. They win that round. Sentinels take a 7-5 lead at half.
Switching sides.
Solid stuff. They knew. They just knew. That's 6/10, you know? Spider-Man has it, and so do the Sentinels, apparently. But now, the half swaps. We don't have a lot of reps here from 100 Thieves to see what does their attacking side look like. Against Cloud9, it wasn't very strong. But for the Sentinels, they definitely love the defensive side of Split. 76% win rate rounds on the defensive side in the open qualifier, and 58% in the one round or the one map they ended up winning earlier on in the closed qualifier. But looking at some of these replays, it started off hot for 100 Thieves, but Sentinels definitely picked up some steam.
Yeah, they picked up some steam right on time. Really, it was... They might have won, what, one round since your train explanation? It was exactly what they wanted, but now we'll see what 100 Thieves can do on the attacking side. They're investing heavy over by B, and sure enough, Sentinels rotating this way. They dash on. Dapr's been flashed out. He's going to be met with a couple of bullets from Asuna and taken out. Asuna continuing to press the matter, but he's taken out by Sick.
Still doable for both sides, but as I say that, ShahZam will dispatch the two players accordingly. And once again, we've seen this quite a handful of times. It's all down to steal in a 1v4. Got to get the spike down. Unfortunately, the spike is behind enemy lines. He's just looking for a pick. That's all he's looking for. And he's going to find it. Sick will feel that. ShahZam finds the 3K in the round and some teabags to boot. He finds those as well. Now Sentinels will start off with a successful pistol to catapult them into the second half.
Yeah, and if you're 100 Thieves, you've got to be real careful here about this one slipping out of their grasp. You know, with this pistol going down in favor of Sentinels, you imagine the next one very well might as well. Steel, you see him forcing up a little bit here. He's going to be bringing the Stinger, but this is just a very pivotal part in this map, folks. Like, depending on how this round and the following round go, we could already be looking at map 3 if 100 Thieves aren't careful.
Well, 100 Thieves try to cover all sides of the site as best as they possibly can. They split off from the tower and don't find much success. They're still going to start to push through, but the Sentinels have been there all along, one after another. A quick round. Move on to the gun round that 100 Thieves have been waiting for, at least for this specific half. They will have enough to buy or not. Wait, did they force up that round? No. That's unfortunate. So now it's going to be another round, I think likely, especially with ShahZam on the operator here, it's going to be likely another round that 100 Thieves have to sit out.
Yeah, and the other thing is for Sentinels, they're going to be able to go into this round with just stingers, right? They're going to have money that they're saving. Sick is already at 4,600 credits. Zombs has plenty as well. Like, financially speaking, I was trying to verbalize this earlier, but the financial implications of what just took place in the previous round and the result of it are drastic for 100 Thieves.
I haven't seen that wall in a long time. Trying to gather a little bit more intel. Now as they see 100 Thieves starting to funnel through, Six just going to mow him down, try to avoid the paranoia. That wall has been in phenomenal cover, at least for the most part. He does eventually end up falling. This down to one final player. Another quick round, and Sentinels sitting at double digits. This is an important gun round upon us. If 100 Thieves can't put this one together, it's likely that Sentinels can really run away with this half.
And it's been, for Sentinels, I mean, just look at how dominant they've been ever since round 5. They've just given up one over to 100 Thieves. Sentinels have been in firm control on both sides of the map. They've gotten everything that they've wanted, and that's what brings us to this 5-round lead. It hasn't been anything fancy or crazy, really. It's just been really fundamental play here from Sentinels. 100 Thieves on the attacking side. I know it's only been a couple of rounds, and the artillery hasn't been great for a lot of it, but they haven't shown much that have kept Sentinels on their toes.
I think we're going to see a lot of that wall in the middle, and it's really going to discourage 100 Thieves from pushing forward because they know Sick is playing there. If they're going to want to push in, they may want to think about a paranoia from Ramen up into heaven and then push in, something like that, but it doesn't look like Sentinels play towards that rope side either, so that might be a play that they can play in the playbook that they can run, but have to consider the factor of Asuna being a nuisance on that B side. Resurrection will put Sinatraa back into the fray, so that frag was for naught, and ShahZam finds another. 100 Thieves are falling apart.
Yeah, very quickly tipping in the opposite direction. Steal up in heaven across B, gets taken right back down at the hands of Sick. Nitro, however, is going to go a bit more aggressively. Hiko trying to assume the position that Steal had, and hopefully for him brings some better success, and he does just that. 100 Thieves are going to be able to get onto the B side, drop things down to a 2v2 as Nitro and Hiko try to put a round up, try to stop some of this bleeding, the onslaught that has come from Sentinels. And so far, so good. ShahZam, the last one standing, is going to drop down with the Sheriff, able to deal enough damage to take him out. A 1v1 as the spike continues to tick. Oh my gosh, ShahZam with the 3K with the Sheriff gives Nitro the business and gets the defuse.
This might be like an obscure reference, but that felt like a staged frag, you know? From like the Asian reveals, it just felt like, you know, like it was like a stage setup. Like, you know, he was just gonna like turn around the corner and then Nitro was just standing there, darkness in his eyes, looking at the frag, looking at the death before him. That was just unfortunate. You know, I wonder if in his teleport he turned around, because when you teleport, you can prepare the angle that you want to look at, right? When you use that Omen ability, you can turn, like you can use it and then look the other way, and you'll be looking back at yourself when you teleport to the other side. I'm not quite sure why he wasn't prepared for ShahZam there, but ShahZam was definitely prepared for him. And that is a round that could have gone either way, and unfortunately goes the way of the Sentinels. That's not what you want if you're 100 Thieves. You want shots at redemption, and shots at closing this out 2-0, but it's likely now, seeing what Sentinels are bringing to the forefront on Split, that we will likely go to that third map. 100 Thieves top in. Sinatra's been up there with the Odin. We know he likes to make that Odin go burr, but now 100 Thieves down a member, still want to hit this B site.
Yeah, you heard the Rolling Thunder was there to try to open it up, but there were no options. Asuna gets up close and personal, is able to disarm ShahZam and take the spoils of war. Asuna with the showstopper is going to be able to get Sinatraa out as well. The spike's still on the outside of B. It hasn't worked its way there. Six is going to spot 2, but Hiko's there to take care of him.
This is such an important round for 100 Thieves. Steel going to play contact on the heaven side. Dapr and company are going to be investigating the crime scene. Bodies on the floor. Now it's down to Detective Zombs. Paranoia comes through, looking for the culprits. He's going to find one up in heaven. Shots come through, down to 11 HP. It's a difficult shot to make, and he's got Thieves coming in all around. Nitro will find that last and final frag. 100 Thieves are still in this, but it's still going to be difficult. I like that lurking play from Asuna. I was paying more attention to the garage play and what was happening on that side. I didn't notice Asuna lurking up, but when I did, I saw Steel as well in the rope side. So they gathered a lot of control from 100 Thieves, and that ultimately benefited them a good presence of mind from Asuna to wrap around.
Well, and I think too, from a financial perspective, for them to be able to take that operator, put it in the hands of Dicey without having to pay for it, and get the spike down, very important. Keep a close eye on Steel and how they choose to play this on the side of 100 Thieves. He was 1 point away from having the lockdown.
And every round, look at how much space 100 Thieves get. They just don't care. Like Asuna is already down towards ropes. The rest of 100 Thieves are trying to gain control of this A site. ShahZam is going to be a problem, though. You have to worry about Asuna. Oh, they go up the ropes. Don't anticipate him being there, but Sinatra's still behind you, so he's likely about to find Asuna as well. So far, they haven't traded. Dicey will find ShahZam, and now Sinatraa is dueling with the opposite Raze. Asuna will take him down. Solid execution there. The smoke off of the mailroom allows Asuna to push up through the middle, while the rest of the team fight off the A side defense. Well done from 100 Thieves.
And once again, they get a couple of extra credits in their pocket by putting that spike down. Hiko, not at the top of the scoreboard, but with 14 assists, is doing everything that his team needs him to. Meanwhile, it's Nitro who's leading the scoreboard. I don't know that we've said that a ton, but Nitro obviously showing that it's next man up for folks over at 100 Thieves. If it's not Dicey, if it's not Asuna, if it's not freaking Steel or Hiko, Nitro can fit that mold just fine, and that's exactly what he's doing. 100 Thieves still find themselves at a deficit. You talked about how much space they're able to get. Take a look at Dicey. He's just hightailing it over onto the side. He's able to get one, but the crossfire proves to be too much. Sick comes up from behind him. The wall's going to go up as well. You see the lockdown has been used to try to create even more space, and it looks like, no, nobody got detained.
They gave a lot of space, and now they've got their own showstopper as well. Sinatraa going in. He is vertical. Oh, baby! That's going to be the double with the showstopper. Hiko, the last member standing. They know exactly where he's located, but they still have to deal with him. That's going to be 2 shots from Hiko, but it's the thrifty defense from Sinatraa and company. I mean, I like the gusto. I like the aggression from 100 Thieves, but the trades is not what you want. You want to come out on top in that instance. Now we're sitting at match point for the Sentinels.
Oh, and that was so spicy, but I loved how Sentinels played that. Just focus on taking care of the defuse, right? All of the noise that's happening around him doesn't matter. Clear the site, get on there, and stick the defuse. Knowing that you've got a couple of members of 100 Thieves around the corner, it did not matter. Once again, Sentinels on match point here. They're going to have weaponry. They're going to have a couple of ultimates to work with as well. Or, well, excuse me, they're only going to have one. But Dicey, once again, playing aggressive with the Blade Storm.
Oh, zombs peeks out. Dicey down to 11, and at least he's going to survive for the time being, and the smoke is going to allow him to cross safely if that's what he wants to do. Resurrection of zombs puts him back into the mix. That is, when you don't see Sage for a long time, and then you see the resurrections come back in, you definitely feel how annoying it can be. I understand now how difficult that.
Oh, wow.
But he's going to lose his life regardless. He's already down. Asuna's going to find the Resurrector. But ShahZam is still a nuisance down towards screens. They'll be able to get control. Guess who's up above? It's Asuna, but he doesn't notice. He's still going to find him anyway. Sinatraa will trade it back out. The fight ensues on the heaven side, but they're planting that spike. Sinatra's getting involved. Nitro gets to safety. Now it's going to be the swing from both Hiko and Nitro. It's all down to dapr. He's going to get flashed up as Hiko's got his robot arm stuck out to the side. Nitro will find dapr, and now we're within 4. Still doable for the Thieves, but Sentinels on the precipice of closing this one out.
Yeah, and they've been playing with fire for the last few rounds, Simo. Regardless of what the score is, we've seen 100 Thieves very comfortable with playing aggressively, right? Like, they don't care about what's going on. They're going to stick to their game plan. They're going to continue to run at Sentinels over and over and over again. And for the last 3 of the last 4 rounds, it's proven to be exactly what they needed. 100 Thieves just showing resiliency in how they want to play. And look at how heavily Sentinels are stacking over by A. Nobody is home at B.
To be fair, the Sentinels don't really have the most ideal weaponry in-house. They're going to have to outsource that next round, but at the moment it's going to be a little bit more difficult to take the fight to 100 Thieves, who start to work their way up towards the center. They like this A-side hit. They like to gather that control. But look, there's an orb gathered here, so shot's going to be easy. But look at dapr. As you called it, the shorty now upgrades to the Phantom. That's a problem. 100 Thieves came into this with the weapon advantage and are a little bit stuck now for what they want to do next. Down to a 2v2. Spike is going to hightail it through the sewers, but guess who's there waiting for him? It's ShahZam.
Oh, and ShahZam finds a weapon. That is huge, Simo, but it looks like they're still focusing a bit more over to A. Meanwhile, the Spike Steel's going to get a chance, but Steel's got to land that shot. He's not going to get it. ShahZam's going to dash forward, likely pick up the operator, or at least he has that option should he choose so. It all comes down to Hiko. Hiko with an opportunity to extend the map to keep this thing alive. He has the Rolling Thunder as he slowly creeps his way through
30
mid,
seconds left.
down ropes. It looks like he's going to go towards A. The problem is he doesn't have a ton of time to work with. Furthermore, dapr is going to be waiting just on the other side. As soon as he swings out, dapr is going to get a chance. Oh my gosh, he turned away at just the wrong time. Hiko's going to get onto site. He's going to get the spike down. It's going to be a 1v1.
And he's going to plant it wide out in the open. He's got the red carp as well. We'll see now how he decides to position, but guess who's chasing him down? It's ShahZam. The shot's good from ShahZam. And Sentinels will take us to that third map. Hiko, almost with the heroics, brings 100 Thieves the 2-0 victory. Well, ladies and gentlemen, if you are not entertained, we will be heading to that third map.